So how do you grow an audience in a crowded niche on YouTube as a coach, as a course creator? That's what we're going to be answering here today. Because, well, I've been doing this now a long time and, well, I've done it a few times. So we're going to actually help some of these guys out today on the podcast. So thanks so much for showing up. Here's what we're going to do, though. We're going to dig right in. There's three things. There's three things that you need to understand. And I would say that the first one is probably the most important, although the third one is what's really going to allow you to build that audience. So let's just kick this thing off.
Go for it.
And the first thing you and I just did for this channel, and that is you need to go super niche. And here's the deal. A lot of people are afraid to go niche.
Yep.
They're afraid to go niche. Would you say that a lot of people that we've helped, coaches, course creators, people that are even just trying to grow on YouTube, they're going too broad?
Absolutely.
And you've done a lot of audits on channels.
Yeah.
And what is something that you would say is hard for people to do that when you tell them, like, I want you to go niche? And let's use the homesteading niche.
Okay.
Okay, we had one of our students that basically was starting a YouTube channel, pretty much starting, and he was really talking about building a farm.
Yeah.
And his name is David. If David's watching, shout out to you. And again, we're not picking on you. We're just kind of using you as an example because I think it's a great example.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, you did the audit.
Yeah.
You saw what he was doing, but you also saw that it was a really, really like broad topic, that it's going to be really, really hard to stand out.
Yeah, I mean, and let's just say this goes for everyone. I think a lot of people put the whole generalized and broad topic as I can get more views because it's going to hit a bigger audience, right?
Right.
But in reality, you might get more views that way. Sure, you can try it. I don't really think so, but you could. But you're not getting the right views either, right? So the biggest thing is finding your lane. When you have a broad niche that, you know, everyone's trying to get into, it's hard to stand out, like you said, right? So to stand out, we want to target one specific part of that. So that's where you do your own research on it, right? So for what I did for his audit was start doing some research on the farming aspect of it. And one thing I noticed on his channel and other channels as well was chickens, right? So for him, it was chickens and everything with, you know, farming and chickens, right?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, hey, why don't you try going the angle of just chickens first, start building that up, and then you can kind of go a little bit broader if you want, talking about other things on the farm. So first thing he did that, and then I think that video's over 20,000 views, and you got a bunch of videos over, you know, 10,000 views from targeting that specific thing of chickens, okay? Now, here's something that, again, like I said, on his channel, I noticed it was something that did good. Even though he didn't do a lot of videos on it, it did good before, you know, I decided to tell him to do this. Even if you only get 100 views a video, but you have one video that gets 500 views, I want you to pick that video apart and why was it? You probably targeted something without realizing it, right? You probably targeted one specific part of that niche, and that's something that you might want to lead into, or at least try it and see what happens. So that's what I saw on his was, okay, we could talk about everything with the farm, but right now, if I'm not into, let's say, tractors and you know, repairing a tractor,
oil,
and your first video is you know, repairing a tractor, and the next one's on, you know, fixing the barn, and then this one's on it's all over the place. It's great, it's all about a farm, but we're all over the place. We need to narrow in on one first before we get general. If you want to get general down the road, you can,
but let me just cut in here real quick. So I think the problem is too, though, is when they're starting the channel, and or anybody, right? Like if you're coaching right now, if you have a course right now, and this is something we just recently did again, and that is, who are you helping?
Yeah.
Who do you want to help?
Yeah.
Who do you have expertise helping? Now, we had someone the other day actually reach out to me that's interested in our beta group that we're going to be rolling out for coaches. And he was like, I'm a digital marketing agency. Okay, so digital marketing agency, wide.
Yeah.
A lot of different things you can help people with.
Yep.
All right. And I forget his name, but he's probably going to watch this. So this is a little bit of a coaching section here for you. So here's the deal. You're good at helping businesses with their email marketing. You're good at helping them with their SEO. You're good at them with helping them how to use AI now. You're helping them with Google Ads. Digital marketing is this massive umbrella.
It's huge.
What is it that you could what is it that you could actually help someone with, or you have helped someone with that you've had results? And we'll give an example of what we're doing.
Yep.
What's that thing? And I want you to ask yourself that right now. I want you to use this as like a little workshop where you're going to sit down, get a pad of paper, and list out what are you good at and what can you help someone get a result with.
Yeah.
So David, let's go back to him.
Yep.
Let's say that he's like, I want to help people who are homesteaders that are into farming, but he's got a lot of knowledge on chickens.
Yeah.
And he could help that person that's getting started in raising chickens.
Yeah.
For whether it's meat, whether it's for eggs,
Yep.
whatever, right? And then he could coach them. He could create a course on that,
Yep.
whatever. But he's going to be known as the chicken guy.
Yep.
But guess what? He might not want to be the chicken
You
guy.
might not want to be.
And if you don't want to be that person, then that is a conversation you got to have with yourself.
Yeah, and then it's okay if that's not it. That's fine. Then you got to target what is it specifically that who is the target audience you're trying to hit. If it's not chickens, is it horses? Is it even animals at all? Is it is it just everything with tractors? Like, what is it? Who do you want to help in that? And that's what we're doing. Like you said, right now we're doing on this channel. Online coaches now, guys. If you're an online coach, we're targeting you right now because we're trying to help you. That is our ideal audience. Online coaches and course creators. That's exactly who we're trying to target. And we're going to be 100%, like targeting as far as like everything that we're talking about in the video, the title, description, all of that is going to be targeted towards them and catered towards them because who we're trying to hit. Those videos might only get 500 views, right? But that's who we're targeting. And I don't care if it's only 500 views, it's the right views. And I think that's a big thing we need to talk about. A lot of people put views with success, right? Or even subscribers with success. That's not the case. You need all that to make all that money? No, you don't. You need the right people. So like for us, it might only be 500 views, but we know majority of them, 90% are going to be the right views, right? Where we've done this before, we had one where we pivoted in our own niche, talking about Gen X, and you shot a video on the Dave Ramsey thing, right? Blew up, 30,000 views. Great, got a lot of views. Those were not our ideal audience at all. And
well, we figured that out after the fact.
And we figured it out after, and then we said, we're not doing that, right? But if we were going for views like everyone else does, like, oh, we're going to keep doing that, right? But that's not who we wanted to target.
But even online coaching,
yeah,
it's still too broad. So what did we do? We said, what problem do online coaches have that we can help them solve? What is something that we have experience in, that I have a long history in, and that is going really niche now, is we're saying like, we're not helping people start a coaching business.
No.
I'm not helping someone do sales calls. Like, could I help with that? I could.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden we become every other person that's helping online coaches.
Yeah, what makes us different?
So what do we focus on? We chose to focus on the thing that I used to lie awake and wonder is, how can I get more leads for my business and not spend $10,000 a month and hopefully get a return on that within 30 days?
Yep.
That's the thing that I'm thinking. And have you thought of that? If you're an online coach or a course creator, is that one of the thoughts? Let us know in the comments if that's something that goes through your mind on a daily basis, is how to get more leads, because if you get more leads, you get more exposure. If you get more exposure, your chances of getting sales and clients and students goes up.
Yep.
So that's what we're targeting.
Yeah.
That's what we want to be known for.
Yeah.
And this does come from the Donald Miller story brand, his whole framework, which I love. If you haven't read that book, we'll link that up in the description too. Check it out. But what do you think about that? Like, going so narrow, it feels kind of scary too, right? You're like, I'm going to leave all these other people that I potentially could help.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, when we did the pivot, right, we were at one point averaging a couple thousand views video talking about all YouTube growth and stuff, which is still kind of what we're talking about. However, we're just pivoting slightly into more targeting online coaching, how to help them get leads, because that's what we've been doing. You've been doing for 15 plus years, and now we're doing it on this channel, and it's like we want those people, right? We want to target them. So is it a little scary? Yeah, we're not getting as many views, but here's the other thing, right? And this is why we're against like short form and all of that, right? Because these people, like right now, we're gonna shoot this video. We might get 10 comments on this, and 5 of them are going to be asking for the hooks or 100K, which if you don't know what the hooks is, by the way, it's 10 outlier titles, which we help whatever niche you're in to try to target your ideal niche. You guys want that comment hooks down below.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more on that on the second thing, because that's really where that comes into play.
But for that, for instance, like we might get 5 people to comment on that, right? Here's the thing. This is going to be long term. So this video right here, you might be watching this 2 years from now. If you are, let us know too in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
I'm very curious, like what time are you watching this at? Because we had a video back in last August, right after we started the channel, that we shot, and we had a couple online coaches actually comment on it this past week, and it's been a year since
It's been a year, yeah.
yeah, it's been a year, and they asked for the document, right? So that means we're still getting pushed out there, even though that video only has maybe a couple thousand views, but it's the right views. It might take time. That video in 2 years might have over 5,000 views with the right people.
That's what we call evergreen. So it's like we're creating evergreen assets, and we have to think about that. Like if you're limited on time, but if you get very, very specific on who you're targeting, the views don't have to, like, this is why the title of this was like how to build your audience in a crowded niche.
Yep.
Okay. For coaches and course creators, because people think with a crowded niche, there's no way that I'm going to be able to penetrate. There's no way I'm going to be able to get in there. And you can if you niche down and if you do what we're going to talk about here in the second thing. And that is, and let's get right into it. Now that we are super dialed in on our niche, we know who we're targeting. Like for us, we're targeting coaches, course creators, you know, even consultants. Okay. We're helping those people. So now that we know that, they're going to be watching our videos because we're strategically targeting their concerns and their obstacles. Okay. And so now what we do is the video, we start with the title. Before we even shot this today, we had the title. And then we said, okay, what are the 3 things that we want people to know that watch this video? So you guys can do the same thing. Do what we just talked about. Go in, drill into your niche, figure out what do you want to be known for? Like, so for us, and you know, I'll put you on the spot.
Oh no.
Someone comes up to you and they go, hey, Scotty, what do you do online?
I help online coaches and course creators generate leads using YouTube and not have to do paid ads.
Beautiful.
That's it.
Beautiful. And that wasn't even rehearsed.
No, not
right?
at all.
But that took us a while to get to that point to where it's that clear. And so what is it? You know, let us know in the comments if you already have that established. We'd love to know that too. But once you have that established, now it's a matter of getting the attention, but the right attention. This is how you can stand out. All right. So first thing is your title. And like you just alluded to earlier, titles are number 1. That's what we focus on. We have to figure out how do we signal the audience, but how do we signal the algorithm? And we have 10 titles that have performed very, very well for us. And I'm talking across multiple niches, multiple brands, and has done multiple 6 and 7 figures. If you want those 10 titles, they're actually, we call them hooks. But if you want those with templates to go ahead and plug in your niche, it's a great kickoff to where you can just kind of go out there and figure out like how to tweak it, create those videos. If you want that, just put hooks in the comments. All right, hooks in the comments. And you're going to see why in a second. We're going to go back and refer to what we just did because it's part of this entire strategy on how you can stand out in a crowded audience, all right, or in a crowded niche. So the second thing is your video. And on that, consistency. Let's talk about that. How can you be more consistent? And what are we talking about consistency? Now that we're talking about an evergreen asset, I want you to imagine you planted a seed today. We uploaded this video while we're recording this the day before it's going to go live. So let's just say that today this video is going to be planted, the seed is planted, and now it's going to grow. It might grow fast, it might grow slow, it might grow steady, it might take, we had one that took off like 6 months. And then it shot up, right? So what do we do? How do we stay consistent? How often should we be posting if we're limited on time?
Ultimately, it's going to come down to like number 1, what are you willing to give time up for, right? So like if you're like, okay, I want to target, right now, we're targeting online coaches. We're trying to get as much content out as possible, okay? However, I got a brand new baby at home, guys. So I got that going on.
Grandpa.
Okay, Grandpa over here, right?
Pop.
You have family coming in and out and all this. Like you got a lot going on. Dog has a limp right now. You're dealing with that.
Back's tweaked.
His back's tweaked, right?
All tweaked up.
So things are going on. Okay, how can we stay consistent? And so for us, it's number 1, we just want to get as much content out as possible. Okay, but good content. And that's why we're like, okay, no matter what, we're doing 3 videos a week. Okay, so
Monday, Wednesday,
Friday, and then technically 4. Technically 4 with the podcast on Sunday. Which you even just asked me, do we still do the podcast? I said yes, we gotta do the podcast.
Well, because Tuesday we do our live stream.
So like we post a lot. I'm not saying go post that much. It's again what you can make time for. For me, it's what are you able to stay consistent with? For us, we've been doing this for a while, so we're pretty consistent with this. But are you able to do 1 video a week, 2 a week, 3? Like, what is it? I don't think you have to go every day. I would say, like, if I could give you a magic number and be like, if you can do this, do it. I would say 2 to 3 videos a week. Okay. Is it...
With let me cut in here real quick though. Before you do that, I would get that 1 video a week consistent to where you have your systems dialed in.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing though, like just you're pumping out stuff, but you're like, you don't understand title, research, right? You haven't dialed in your niche yet, but you're just gonna throw stuff up there. Like, get that right. I'd do 1 video a week for 4 weeks.
Yep.
And then you can go ahead and say, okay, I'm gonna go to 2.
Yep.
And then you're gonna go to 3.
Yep.
And I think that's probably a smarter way of doing it, before you get things.
It is. My only thing with that is early stage. Let's say like I'm brand new. I haven't been posting in a while, right? And I just want to start posting. I would try to be a little heavier in the beginning, only so you can learn from what works and what doesn't.
Okay.
And then I'd kind of go from there and maybe dial back and be like, okay, I'm going to only focus on this part of the niche, you know, doing 1 a week. You know what I mean? So sometimes, and we kind of did that in the beginning, we posted a lot of videos just to see what's working, what caught, and then, okay, let's dive more into that. So it's another way to look at it. And as far as like time-wise, right, we talk about this all the time. What is easier for you? So right now we have the iPhone set up. You don't need a special camera. We have the iPhone. We have it on that DJI Osmo. And we're not
links in the description.
Yeah, links all in the description. But we're using that right now. We're out by the pool, right? We've done walk and talk. You can hold this around, walk and talk. You can just set it up and shoot it in your car. We were debating going in the car and shooting this podcast, right? As far as like location, that doesn't matter. So that takes away some time right there. 'Cause a lot of people always struggle with that part of it, right? Having the right lighting and all of this. Like, yeah, that's important, but you don't need to go to the extreme, okay? The next thing is, if you really want to save time, and we talk about this, you've been doing this for years, is shooting a live stream, but with the intention of using those as individual videos. So like, I shoot a live stream right now, and I already have the title, because we always say title first. I have already title for 2 other videos that I know, and I'm going to start it like that. I'm going to literally pause in the middle of the live, because I'm probably not going to get that many people on anyway, maybe 10, 15 people.
Doesn't even matter.
Doesn't even matter. You could have 1 person. We started with 1 person on, right?
So Dream Talking with Vicky.
Shout out. So, and then all you do is you cut it up later. And so then you were doing that, and you were shooting 1 video a week, which is live. You're making 3 pieces of content out of that, and then you had, I think, 1 other video you did separate on top of that. And so really though, you were only spending maybe 2 hours a week shooting videos.
That I would allocate 2 hours for the live. But the live would be basically just the purpose of recording. Well, number 1, connecting with the audience and all of that stuff. But it was really for me to batch record without sitting down and batch recording. You know, it was like, I'm going to go live. I can't start and stop. That's another thing. A lot of people are like, start and stop and start. I've done it. I did it just the other day. I told you, I started and stopped like 10 times, and I go, all right, this is it. And I even told the audience when I clicked it, I go, all right, guys, I just started this video about 10 different times. This time I'm not going to stop, so it doesn't matter what happens. So I think also real and authentic is a big thing.
100%. And I think now is the time to do all that. So as far as like overthinking, you know, the whole process, I don't think you need to. I think it's just like raw, authentic, shoot it. You know, I mean, we follow a bunch of people that do it, like Azul, and then that just like casual, right? That could be in a park shooting a video, right? But anyway, as far as like time-wise, it's how much are you willing to put into it? And I'm not saying you have to put in a lot. We don't want to do a lot. We want simple,
Put in an hour a week. You can do 1 video a week.
1 video a week. That's it.
And that's 52 pieces of content in a year. And think about those seeds you planted.
Exactly. And what we're creating is evergreen content. So like you said, this 3 years from now is still going to apply, can still be looked up, and can still be searched up. Yeah,
whatever we're going to be talking about, we want it to. Now, there could be rare instances where we're like breaking news, something happened.
For sure.
But for the most part, we don't necessarily just want to do that to get views.
No.
We want this to live on. So if someone watched this video 2 years from now, we're still going to be talking about niching down, even though you don't want to because you want to go broad. That's still going to apply. The second thing is we're going to be talking about post videos. Authentic, and plant those seeds, right? Be consistent. And then the third thing,
let's go into it.
Get into it. The third thing actually should probably be done before you ever even hit record. And the reason why is because that's the thing to get people to actually raise their hand. Probably know it as a lead magnet. You've probably heard that, or a hand raiser. That's what we're going to call it today. It's something that you're going to give away as a free resource, and you're going to get people to raise their hand by requesting it, by wanting it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, a lot of times, years ago, we used to just put the link in the, go here on the link, right?
Yeah.
But now what we do, this is our little strategy that we've been doing now for a long time, is we'll have you comment. So you might have noticed when we said, hey, we've got this swipe file of 10 titles.
Yep.
We'll give it to you for free. All you got to do is just comment hooks.
Yep.
We're going to send you, okay? This isn't automated. He's either going to send it or I'm going to send it.
Yep.
And we're going to basically send you a link that it's going to go to a landing page. On the landing page is going to have the lead magnet to let you know you're at the right place. Then it's going to say, hey, enter your name and email address. We'll send it to your inbox.
Yep.
And that's it. If you're already a coach or a course creator, you're already selling stuff, you already know how that works.
Yeah.
But here's another thing that people get wrong. Number one, they either don't have it or they have it and it's just not sexy. Like sign up for my newsletter. What's that do? What does a newsletter do for me right now? Those 10 titles, I can tell you this, if you download those and you use one of those titles and you handcraft it to fit, we'll give you examples in it and everything. Yeah. If you use one of them, you're going to have a video up and you don't even have to think about it.
No.
Where you're basically like, hey, cool.
Yeah.
And there's something else here. I'm going to say it right here on the air. There's probably something else we should give away. We should add to that, which is going to be, we should create like an AI wizard that helps with those 10 titles and help them plug in their own niche, and then it'll spit out 10 of them for them.
I like that.
So I think we might do that. And guess what? If you're on our email list, you're going to get that for free. So it's another reason to grab those hooks. So just put hooks in the comments and we'll send it to you. And if we do one of those AI wizards, we'll send you it for free. That might be a nice thing to add.
That. Yeah.
So anyway, that's the third thing, is really coming up with a good, compelling lead magnet. I don't think it has to be something massive.
No.
Okay, like us, 10 titles. Okay, I probably spent an hour to maybe an hour and a half going through our past titles that have worked really well for us. We call these outlier titles.
Yep.
And then what I did is I went in, I didn't use AI for this, by the way, either. I went in and I came up with different ways to templatize it.
Yep.
And then I plugged in like 3 to 5 different niches. So that way there it would give you more examples. And it didn't take me long. It's a Google Doc, right? In a PDF. And all you do is download it and there you go.
Yep.
So to me, it needs to be something, where is your audience struggling? And what are you helping them with that you could give them this thing and then they're like, oh, that's a quick win.
Yeah, they get instant results. Yep.
They get instant results because what's that do? They're like, oh, that was cool. Scott and Scotty really kind of helped with that. I want more on that. I think I want to follow these guys, right? I think I want to be part of their audience. Yeah. And guess what? You raised your hand and we know now that you're interested in learning how to get more leads from YouTube using these simple videos that we're talking about.
Yep.
So I actually think getting your niche super dialed in, that's number one.
Yep.
I think the lead magnet needs to be done before the videos. But if you already have a great lead magnet, then you're going to do the videos. And obviously you want to make sure that you use that. So the other thing is, add to that, is some people don't share it or they share it way at the end.
That, or like you said, it's just in the description.
Yeah, or it's just in the description. You got to let people know that you've got something that's there to help them. And pretty much anything that we talk about, it's always going to come back to our formula, our framework, which is basically like, in order to get attention in your niche, guess what you got to have? A title that's going to signal the audience and signal the algorithm.
Yep.
Second thing is you need a really good intro hook, which if you noticed on this one, it pretty much told you exactly what we were going to deliver, and it gets you interested. The third thing is you got to deliver on the content. We had 3 pieces here that's going to help you if you implement them. And we also mentioned our lead magnet throughout this entire thing for the thing that you got to start with, which is a title. You see how that worked? It's not that hard.
No.
All right. So with that all being said, is there anything else that I left out that you think that we need to cover here?
No. I liked it all. I think 3 easy points. Hopefully this helped you out. And if you are an online coach or course creator, again, just let us know in the comments because we're trying to grow that community up. And I know there's a lot of you guys out there, and I want to hear from you.
Yeah. So do that. And here's the other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do our ending here like we always do on the podcast. Guys, as always, we're here for you.
We believe in you.
We're rooting for you.
But you have to.
You must.
Say it with me.
Say it loud. Say it proud. Take action.